You ain't gonna believe this, but you used to fit right here. I'd hold you up and say to your mother, this kid's gonna be the best kid in the world. This kid's gonna be somebody better than anybody ever knew. And the time come for you to be your own man and take on the world, and you did. But somewhere along the line, you changed. You stopped being you. You let people stick a finger in your face and tell you you're no good. Let me tell you something you already know. The world ain't all sunshine and rainbows. It's a very mean and nasty place, and I don't care how tough you are, it will beat you to your knees and keep you there permanently if you let it. You, me, or nobody is gonna hit as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done. Now, if you know what you're worth, now go out and get what you're worth. But you gotta be willing to take the hits and not pointing fingers saying you ain't where you wanna be because of him or her or anybody. Cowards do that, and that ain't you. You're better than that. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done. You're better than that!
I'm here to fight for underdogs everywhere. Good, evil, I reject them both!
With Season 3 being officially teased and Garou being the center of all of its attention, I wanted today to talk about, or rather analyze, Garou's character and personality and generally point out why he should be respected. Many at some point considered him as the true main character of the series due to the importance of his story arc and how much screen time he generally has compared to others, being brilliantly written as the inevitable true antagonist of the series, but at the same time still feels like the protagonist. Although Garou is undoubtedly misguided and his whole philosophy has contradictions and holes, you can't help but to understand and sympathize with some of his views. Looking at them at face value, you think that his whole motivation is dumb, childish, and simply selfish. Being a fan of monsters and villains, he'd always ask himself this particular question: why is it that heroes always wins, and why are monsters always at the losing side? This, while growing up, frustrated Garou to the point of wanting to become the strongest monster that no hero can ever hope to defeat. But you see, that's only the surface of his understanding and not its actual volume. Strictly speaking, what Garou hates the most in actuality are simply bullies, people who uses their popularity or consent from the public or society to generally hurt others who do not necessarily deserve that kind of treatment. To him, heroes are bullies, and in order to fully understand his point of view, let's first pose a series of questions that talks about a very important matter. What defines a hero and a monster? What inherently makes a hero good and the monster bad? Why is it that the heroes always wins and the monsters are doomed to fail? In order to answer all of these questions, it's very important to understand that there aren't really clearly defined lines of what makes a hero and a villain. Crab Demon in Garou's backstory only wanted to reclaim the beautiful sea, but lost to Justice Man, who is seen and praised by the public as a hero. I'm sure Crab Demon was a hero to other unpopular crab beings, and in their perspective, Justice Man is the true villain. There are other humans who became monsters due to a certain obsession that they had, but society banishes them and scatters heroes to get rid of them. The best example of that is a character from the webcomic that I wouldn't want to spoil. Despite being a monster, he is still a hero, but others titled as heroes just wants to get rid of him. What I'm saying is, being a monster doesn't make you by default a villain, or being a hero doesn't make you not a villain. In other words, even if the monster is factually right and has good intentions, the hero's so-called justice would trump his due to popularity, appearances, and how the monsters are viewed in society. The lines between villain and hero aren't as well defined as everyone seems to think, and Garou simply wants to break that and reveals the truth to the world. If Garou just wanted to be a monster because he is a fan of them, why didn't he side with the Monster Association? Why did he kill Royal Ripper despite him being a monster? The simple answer to that, as I explained before, is because Royal Ripper was a bully, same as Platinum S, Flashy Flash, and Darkshine. Now, don't get me wrong, Garou isn't exactly right, but he isn't wrong either. Sometimes he targets heroes who doesn't really deserve that treatment, such as Moomin Rider, Tank Top Master, and Metal Band, and at the end he became the very thing he was fighting against. But you can't simply not understand where he's coming from. The Hero Association in itself gives privileges to popular heroes and neglects others despite being as much heroic as them and possibly even more, creates iniquity and can be considered as another form of bullying. Both sides can be wrong and right. Monsters can be heroes, and heroes can be monsters. Essentially, bullying is promoted and encouraged by the media that are aimed towards kids with the intention to brand the victim as the villain or a monster. And Garou simply wants to be the villain to show that most heroes are not worthy. They only care about being rich, popular, and strong. Now, Garou can be considered as both anti-hero and anti-villain. He just doesn't like bullies no matter what side they are with. And for that, he works alone, doesn't have comrades or teammates to help him eventually accomplish his goals. He's the only character who has been fighting both sides continuously, believes in his own capabilities and pushes forward no matter what. What's so commendable and admirable about Garou is the fact that he always pushes forward no matter what obstacles he has in front of him, doesn't complain and just refuses to give up. Always gets up even when it means his demise. Garou, not only is he confident in accomplishing his goals, but also walks into the challenge and faces it bravely. Now, don't get me wrong, Garou isn't delusionally overconfident. You see, he doesn't think of himself as the strongest, but just rather believes that with hard work and perseverance, he would one day become the pinnacle of strength. Garou isn't really the brightest when it comes to intellect, but he understands a very simple fact yet very crucial in this world. All that matters is to be strong. In order to achieve any type of goal you want, strength is an absolute necessity. However, what differentiates him from others who also became strong and gained strength is the simple, important understanding that whatever I have now should not be enough. Garou always pushes himself to the limit to go even beyond. If his strength is matched, he doesn't cry or complain about it. He just pushes himself to be better than before. Unlike other characters who lets either ego or despair to get in their way of improvements. But Garou is wise enough to admit, or for a better word, understand that failure is considered as strength if employed correctly. I'm failing against this current challenge, I should push myself even beyond my current level. I have become stronger than before just because of that. And what's badass about it is just that Garou just never complains. In this particular regard, Garou should be an inspiration to all of those who wants to accomplish a certain goal in their life. If you clear your mind and just focus on being better than before and stop complaining, with obviously trusting your own capabilities and potential, you would certainly reach that goal. And for that sole reason, Garou and Saitama should be both highly respected. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and the edits that I have put at the beginning. This is something very different than what I usually do. If you guys like it, I'll make sure to make more. Memberships are also available if you want to support the channel in a different way. It's not a must, so please don't feel obligated. You should also join the Discord server for more of One Punch Man discussions. Until next time, please take good care.